There you go. The first example I'm going to be doing for solving quadratic equations is factoring. The equation is 11x squared minus 18x minus 8 equals 0. First, you must get the factors of the binomials, so we're going to start off by putting parentheses. First, you must get the factors of 11, which is 11x and x. Then we're going to get the factors of negative 8, which is positive 4 and negative 2. That equals 0. Then we're going to bring the equation down. 11x plus 4 equals 0, or x minus 2 equals 0. Then we're going to solve this, and we're going to subtract 4 from each side. Negative 4. And to get x by itself, you divide 11 on each side. And it's going to be x equals negative 4 over 11. Then we're going to solve this by adding 2 to each side. And it's going to be x equals 2. So in set notation, this will be negative 4 over 11 and 2. The second method I'll be showing you for solving quadratic equations is the square root method. The equation is a squared minus 18 equals 0. And the first strategy you must do to get the a squared term by itself is add 18 to both sides. Then you'll then have a squared equals 18, and then you put the square root around it. And then you must break down the square root. You'll have a equals plus and minus the square root of 18, and get the factors of 18, which is 9 and 2, and the factors of 9 is 3. So then I'll then have you to a equals plus minus 3 square root of 2. We put 3 right here because the two pairs should always be outside the radical. The third method I'll be showing you for solving quadratic equations is completing the square. The equation is m squared plus 12m plus 30 equals 0. And to complete the square, you must have a perfect square trinomial on the left side of the equation. And to do that, you must subtract 30 from each side. Then I'll bring that down. I'll have m squared plus 12m equals 30. As you can see, I left a space right here. And that space is the numbers needed to create a perfect square trinomial on the left side. And to get that number, you must have half the coefficient of the middle term and then square it. So half the square, half of 12 is 6, and then 6 squared is positive 36. So you'll put that right here, and you'll put that right here. Then you'll bring it down. You'll have m plus 6 in parentheses squared equals 6. And then to solve for m, get rid of the square by square rooting both sides. Then you bring that down. You'll have m plus 6 equals plus and minus the square root of 6. Then you have to get m by itself. So you'll subtract 6 from both sides. So that would be m equals negative 6 plus and minus the square root of 6. And in set notation, that will be negative 6 plus and minus the square root of 6. The fourth method I'll be showing you for solving quadratic equations is the quadratic formula. This equation is x squared minus 3x minus 4 equals 0. And the formula you use to solve this is x equals negative b plus and minus to the square root of b squared minus 4ac all over 2a. You first have to find the variables of a, b, and c. A, in this case, is 1. B is negative 3. And c equals negative 4. So now, we'll put the variables next to the correct coefficient. So you'll have x equals 3 plus and minus the square root of 9 minus 4 times 1 times negative 4 all over 2a. Then we'll bring that down, and that'll equal, x will equal 3 plus and minus 9 plus 16 over 2. 9 plus 16 equals 25, so then we'll have x equals 3 plus and minus the square root of 25 over 2. Then bring that over here to the side. We'll have 3 plus and minus 5 over 2. 3 plus 5 over 2 can equal 4, and 3 minus 5 over 2 can also equal 1. That is your answer. The final method I'll be showing you for solving quadratic equations is graphing. The equation I have is x squared plus 6x plus 9 equals y. As you can see, the coefficient of the square root term is 1. So we'll write what each variable equals. A equals 1, B equals 6, and C equals 9. Now we have to find the vertex. And to find the vertex, we have to start by finding the line of symmetry, which is half the vertex. And to find that, we have to use the formula x equals negative b over 2a. And that will be x equals negative 6 over 2 times 1. And that then equals 3, negative 3. So the line of symmetry is negative 3. So we'll put a dot right there. Now we have to find more points. So we'll put negative 5, negative 4, negative 3, negative 2, and negative 1. So the original equation was x squared plus 6x plus 9 equals y. So we'll put 3 in those places of x. So it'll be negative 3 squared plus 6 times negative 3 plus 9, and that equals 0. These two numbers, negative 4 and negative 2, will be the same for y, and negative 5 and negative 1 will be the same for y. So now we solve for 2 in the place of x. So that'll be negative 2 squared plus 6 times negative 2 plus 9 equals 1. And since these two are the same, 1 will also go right here. Then last we'll solve for negative 1. That'll be negative 1 squared plus 6 times negative 1 plus 9, which equals 4, and these two are the same. Now we'll graph negative 5, 4. So we go over 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and we'll go up 4. So that'll be right about here. And then we'll graph negative 4, 1, which is 1, 2, 3, 4, right here. So now if you have these 3 points, you should know that these last two will be the same as these, just on the opposite. So we can graph it. And you're finished.